Hey race fans. So we're here in Accord, New York. Beautiful sunny day. Woke up yesterday, Friday, and the sun was shining. We were stoked. 5 weeks of rainouts, finally getting ready to go. And look at the weather. It says 10 o'clock rain for an hour. So I'm like, okay, that's not bad. Let's go out in the garage. We got out really early, make sure everything's perfect. The pit crew shows up. They're all saying, they're all stoked. We're gonna run, we're gonna run. I'm like, I don't know, guys. It's been raining all day here and the ground's been so saturated. I don't think we're gonna run. So we're all checking our phones and races are still on. So we load up the car, get to the track nice and early because we're all so excited. We get there an hour early. We sat in line behind the racetrack. We all walk up, we're looking at the track. It looked beautiful. Believe it or not, the track was dry. The owner was putting a calcium down, putting water down. The track looked amazing. So we unload everything and I know the car is perfect. I went over it 3 or 4 times myself. I had very high hopes. So I'm saying to myself, we're gonna win tonight. So Eric, it comes time to pick. I said, Eric, you're picking. I never pick well. Eric picked really good last time. So Eric goes down and he does this little ball thing and a little wheel. He's wheeling, he goes, I don't like this. You know, I don't have any control of this. And as he's complaining, the ball falls out. 60. Like, come on, Eric, I can do just as good as that. So it puts us sixth in the first heat. And luckily for us, the guy right in front of us, right before the green flag drops, pulls off the track. His power steering wasn't working properly, so put us to 4th. So already I'm moving up spots and I don't even know it. Green flag drops right off the bat. Get to 3rd, and that's where we end up finishing the heat race. Car was really good. It was tight. I had to drive it really hard. It was when you have a tight car, it's fast. Loose isn't so fast. A tight car is fast if you can drive it, and that's the key. You got to be able to drive a tight car. I was going in so hard that if I didn't turn, I was definitely going to jump the cushion and it was going to definitely lose spots. But I was, a little bit nervous about how hard I was going in, but I knew if I can get this thing to stick, we're going to be okay. Finished out 3rd, perfect. Puts us 7th in the feature. Go out in the feature, made a couple shock adjustments to try to loosen the car up a little bit, dropped a little bit of pressure in one spot, put a little bit more pressure in another. Try to get the car to really push from the rear to the front and get the driving and steering back in my hands the way I like it. So go out there, green flag drops, car's going good. I go in a little bit too hot. And for those who don't know what a little bit too hot means I kind of overdrove a little bit, not for myself, but more than others. If I go in a little bit too hard and the guy in front of me is there and isn't going as fast, it's I'm almost out of control because I got to hit the brakes and then it could spin out. And sure enough, I go in a little bit too hard. The guy in front of me really didn't go. I tapped the brakes. I kind of caught him a little bit, almost spun out. And when I got really sideways, I was going to go around. Thank God the 555 hit my left front tire, straightened me back out. Good for us, not so good for him. I don't know if he damaged his car, but I'm sorry about that. Triple nickel, but definitely helped us out. We dropped back 4 or 5 spots, so about to 14th. But little by little, the car still handled good. I started picking people back off, drove back up to 9th. Not as good as we expected. I definitely wanted a top 5. I expect myself to get top 5, but top 10 for the first time at Accord, not bad. Definitely high hopes for next week. The car is really good. And I just, even after I've been racing 19 years, you still make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but that's where, especially in this class, people capitalize on others' mistakes. This time I made the mistake, but because other people made mistakes, I was able to pick one off here and there. So we'll definitely be back at Accord next week. Jason made his debut at Accord. I introduced Jason last time and he went back to Accord very fast. Definitely driving the car hard. His setup is very similar to mine. The difference between Accord and some other tracks is the very, very tight corners. The walls come up kind of quick. Unfortunately, Jason had a little bit of mishap with the wall, but he's here today. Actually, he's in the shop right behind us, getting his car back ready for next week. And we'll both be back to Accord Speedway next week. So stay tuned. I'm your Judge, Dirt Modified Driver.